Hi everybody. Today's video is something I wanted to tell you about if you are cruising out of Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades cruise port. So when we were there, we stayed at the Home to Home Suites by Hilton, Fort Lauderdale Airport, and that's in Dania Beach. The hotel itself was decent. They had a nice breakfast. Staff was very friendly. The rooms were nice. I didn't really have any problems until the next morning. We were leaving to go to the cruise. And there's a huge sign. We were having breakfast. There's a huge sign on the wall that says, "Hey, don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into problems using Uber going to the port. Don't have problems using Uber and not being able to get into the port. Please, check in with us about the shuttle that we have." So I'm like, I wonder, I guess Uber can't go into the port. I mean, it was a huge, like the whole wall. It's a big, warning. Don't try to go into the port with Uber. You'll have trouble. Use our shuttle instead. So I went over to the desk and I said, okay, I'd like to sign up for the shuttle. And they said, okay, we have one that leaves at 11 and one that leaves at 12. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that doesn't really work for me because we had a check-in time of 11 o'clock and I really wanted to get there then. I wanted to get there, a little bit before that so we could get on the ship as soon as possible. It's only a 4-day cruise. I wanted to be on there as much as I could. Okay, so I'm thinking, well, if we leave at 11 o'clock, we're going to get there about, 11:20, 11:25. That's only like a half an hour later than what I had planned. Probably not a big deal. So I asked her, I said, how much is the shuttle? And she said it's $15 per person and you pay the driver. And I said, okay, well, I don't have that much cash. I'd like to keep the cash for tips. Can I pay with credit card? And she said, yeah, you can give the driver the credit card when he comes. And I said, okay. So I signed up for 2 people at that time, and this was about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was really, the sign on the wall was huge, and I just thought, something in my head was like, it doesn't seem right that you can't take an Uber to the port. Like, everyone always takes Ubers to all the ports. And I've never heard, on all the cruise channels that I watch and all the message boards and everything, no one has ever said, hey, you can't when you're in Fort Lauderdale, they don't let Ubers in. I never heard that. So something in the back of my head is going, you know what, this isn't right. There's something not right here. So I went back to the desk and I said, I saw your sign. Are you saying that you can't take an Uber into the cruise port? How would I figure that out? And she's like, oh, well, you could check on the app and see what it says. So I go back up to my room and I'm looking and, Uber, I put in the address where I am. It's the first time I've used Uber, so I was kind of skeptical. That's what happens when you're middle-aged, I guess. Everyone uses it all the time, and I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I should just take the shuttle. So I'm looking at it, and it says, yeah, you could be, someone can be here in 5 minutes, and the cost is $13.95. Now, that would be for both of us, obviously. That's for the car to go there. So I told my daughter, okay, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're at 10 o'clock. We're gonna pack up, we're gonna go downstairs, we're gonna wait out in front, I'm gonna schedule an Uber, we're gonna see if it works. If we get over there and we can't get in, we'll have the guy bring us back, we'll pay for a return trip or whatever, or get out and get another Uber, I don't know. But we'll get back and we'll still be back in time for the shuttle and we'll go into the port. So that was the plan. So I went outside. Guy showed up in 5 minutes. We got in the car and I said, before we go anywhere, you're clear that you're taking us into the port, to Port Everglades. And he's like, yeah. And I said, okay, well, they have a big sign in there that says Ubers can't go in. You should have seen the guy's face. He's like, what? They have what? I said, you should go in there and see it. It's like the whole wall. I said, they're trying to scam people into taking their expensive shuttle. That's what they're doing. And he said, no, I do it all the time. And I said, okay, so when I get back, obviously I can, pick up an Uber from inside the port. He's like, yeah, you just have to have your ID. your ID's not in your suitcase, is it? Because we had just put the suitcase in the trunk. I said, no, I have our IDs. And he's like, okay, you just have to show the ID when you go in, through the security gate. So that's what we did. No problems at all. So I just wanted to put that out there, that if you are in Fort Lauderdale and you see a sign at a hotel that says, hey, you can't take Ubers into Port Everglades, you can. They're just trying to get you to take their shuttle. So, I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine, but it seems to be more expensive, and they were pretty limited. You could only go on the hour at 11 or 12, and I wanted to be there earlier. So I didn't even say anything to them because I was outside seeing if it worked, jumped in the car, we left. So we were on the ship. We had done the muster drill, we had gone around and looked at the pool, we had had a little snack to eat, and then my phone rings from the hotel asking if we were still interested in the shuttle because it was leaving in like 10 minutes. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that they called. And I just said, no, we ended up taking an Uber. By the way, Uber does work. You might want to take that sign down. Have a nice day. Thank you. So, yeah, I was on the ship an hour earlier than I would have been. And I paid a lot less money, including a tip for the guy, to get over there. So anyway, that's my little cautionary tale. If you're in Fort Lauderdale and you're at a hotel that tries to tell you can't take an Uber into Port Everglades, that's not true. And this was in February of 2023. All right. Happy cruising, everyone. Bye.